Okay, this is John Black, Super Chemist. This video is part of a playlist called, what is it called? It's called All I Know About Wives / Marriage / Family / Psychology. So if you watch all the videos in a row, I think this is part 14 or something, maybe part 15, I don't know. But anyways, let's get on with it. We had a scenario in the last video how the fat pregnant lady had her baby, and now the man is mad because she's still fat a month later. She says in her story, before she brings up the fat part, how she makes him do, his job, right? He's got to go out for 50 hours a week. And then when he comes home, the 50 hours that she has to do at work, at home, she doesn't feel like doing it, and she feels like he should have to come home and do housework when he gets home, right? Okay, so she leaves out in one of the stories that she tells about. She washes his clothes, she folds them on the bed, and then leaves them there because when he comes home, he can put them away into the drawers and hang them up or whatever. So anyways, she goes into the bath, shower. He comes home, he sees the stuff on the bed, goes into the shower and pulls it open. You're fat, quit being fat, something to that effect. Why is it his fault and all his fault, 100% his fault? First of all, he didn't screen this woman. He picked a bad woman, okay, first of all. And we don't even know if she's a bad woman, okay? We just know that he's a bad leader, and because he's a bad leader, she's a bad follower. So we don't know if she would have been a good follower if he was a good leader, because he wasn't a good leader, so we don't know. Okay, so we don't know. But that was his first mistake. He picked a woman knowing that she wanted unfair stuff. And we know that a leader that does unfair stuff is not a good leader, and the woman will not appreciate, she wants a fair leader. She wants a good leader, okay? And if she don't get it, she'll destroy everything, okay? Getting past that, maybe she hid this part, and they got married, and, that wasn't his mistake, although he should have sat her down and had a talk before the relationship and before the marriage to make sure that she was on board with his idea of a marriage and his idea of a relationship. He probably didn't do that, but let's say he did. She got one over on him. It was still his fault, because during the marriage now, he's going out and working 50 hours doing his job, and then he comes home and she says, hey, you did your job, but instead of me also doing my job, I want you to help me and do some of it for me. He should have right then and there said, hey, that's not fair. I do my job. I shouldn't have to come home and help you do your job. I don't ask you to come to work with me. You know what I mean? I don't ask you to pay the bills. I don't ask you to do any of the jobs that a man is supposed to do. Don't ask me to do your woman jobs. I'm not a woman. You are the woman. You do the woman jobs. He didn't do that. Instead, he cared about his emotions like a woman, right? He has a vagina, right? He cares about, oh, she'll love me more if I do this. I don't want to rock the boat. I'm a little bitch. I'm gonna care about my feelings, even though I know that this is going to destroy our marriage, because no marriage can last if the man is not fair and the leader. And so he put his emotions up here like a woman, like in the matriarchy, and he put the facts down here that their marriage is doomed because he put his emotions above facts. So he was a horrible leader, and she's a follower, right? She's a woman. All she did was follow his lead. His lead was being a bad leader, so she became a bad follower. But my whole point is, she's like, this whole thing is about just because I'm fat. No, it's not about you being a fat woman, okay? This is the thing. And I'll tell you, there's only 2 reasons why my relationships have not worked, right? One is they cheat, and the other is that I will do everything for them, never ask anything in return. And then, a couple weeks later or a couple months later, I ask them to do one freaking thing that I'm like, you got to do it. That's all there is to it. You know what I mean? Especially after I take you out all the time. Someone that lived with me for 6 months, paid for everything, take them out 2-3 times a week. But and then 5-6 months later, I asked them to do one damn thing other than sex, and they're like, "No, I'm not going to do that." I'm like, "What?" Then I go crazy right there. I'm like, "What the fuck are you? Are you insane? I let you live here. I pay the bills. I take you out. You have money. You don't even spend a penny on me." And yet I ain't never asked you for nothing, to do nothing, not to get me a can of pop, not to make me a sandwich, not to make me food, not to do anything. And I ask you this one thing, and you tell me no. That's the second I kick them out. That's the second they're done. I'm done with you. Like, you can't even do one thing for me, really? Wow. That's what that's why this guy is so big, if he is at all, because women think, you can just tell them a fact. If they don't like the fact, then they consider it's toxic and it's mean and you're an abuser. So we don't know if she's telling the truth, right? But let's give her this benefit of doubt and say she's telling the truth, that he's being really unreasonable. He's being a real jerk about it, you know what I mean? Just go on to your woman and say, hey, you got to lose some weight. It's not good for your health. It's been a month or whatever. You've had the baby. It's time to start exercising or something. You're being lazy. That's one thing. But the way she's saying it, he's just saying, hey, you're a fat pig. Why don't you stop being a fat pig, you fat pig? You know what I mean? But if he was doing that, I can understand why. Because in his mind, he comes home and he sees the clothes on the bed that she can't even put away into the drawer. She's so lazy. And after 9 hours of him working, and her she did some clothes today? Oh, wow. That she can't do her job. The whole point is that he would have been okay doing, for the rest of his life, being an unfair of doing him doing his job and part of her job. He was accepting about that. But now on top of that, he has to do everything which he was fine doing if you just stayed skinny. All he's asking for is for you to stay skinny. One freaking thing. I could see, even if she was she did everything perfect. She did all the work at home, she was the perfect woman. Then she at least has a leg to stand on, saying, hey, I do everything right for this man. He doesn't lift a finger when he comes home. Yes, I'm gaining weight. At least she would have something to stand on. But this here, where you're like, I make him go out and do all his 50 hours, and then the 50 hours I got to do at home, which ain't even 50 hours, really. I make him do some of that or a lot of that, too. And then on top of it, he asks for only one thing, even though he gives me everything and does everything for me. All he wants is me to be skinny. I'm going to bitch about it. And I'm going to tell him, no, because I don't do anything for you now. It's like, but whose fault is it anyway? Yeah, she is a jerk, man. She's a jerk blood, man. He should be being mean to him. What he should be doing is kicking her out. They should be done with the relationship. Or put your foot down, and if she can't get on board with it, then you need to dump her and get on with your life, man. No matter what it costs you, because then you can get a real woman, a real wife, and have the rest of your life to be happy. You know what I mean? That's the only time, if someone's beating the person or cheating on them left and right, or, these extreme things, yes, of course you should get a divorce. There's only one thing, though, other than that you should be getting a divorce for, and that's if the other person is not doing their job. Okay? Yeah, if the guy stopped working for 2 months, and he says he can't get a job. First of all, anyone can get a job at McDonald's. If you have a family, boom. The next day, next 3 days, you're putting applications out at McDonald's to make sure that you at least have a McDonald's job. And then go on to get the other, because it only takes a day or two to get a minimum wage job. Anyone can get a minimum wage job in a day, literally. So if he isn't doing his job, you know what I mean, or he's going out gambling all the money away and not, paying the bills or whatever, yes, okay, in those instances, he's not doing his job. He's not being a husband, so you don't have a marriage anyway. So yes, if he's not going to change, then yes, she should be divorced. In the same way with the woman. If the woman is denying sex all the time, and she's not cleaning the house, she wants you to clean the house half the time, and if she's not doing, she's not doing her job, and you're telling her, do your job or we're done, then you need to get rid of her if she can't change. You know what I mean? Because she's not fulfilling her duty. See, when you leave a marriage just because you don't feel happy, even though it has nothing to do with the marriage, he's doing everything right. When you do that, you're going against your duty. You have a duty to stay there for him and your family and you, right? You have an honor. If you have any honor, you would stay, right? But like a contract is broken once, you know what I mean? A marriage contract is just a contract. If I have a contract saying you come in and do remodel my kitchen, right? And then you come in and you remodel my kitchen, then I can't say, well, and he does it exactly the way you wanted it. I can't complain and say, oh, I don't want to pay you, right? Or I want to dissolve this no fault contract. I don't want to pay you. No. But if he comes in, right, he does it half-assed. He only finishes half of it, and then he wants to be paid. He's broken the contract. By you not paying him, it's not your duty to pay him if he doesn't fulfill his contract. So you're not being dishonored by leaving a man or a woman that won't fulfill their duties. You know what I mean? Like if your wife hasn't had sex with you in 2 months, you need to get rid of your wife. You know what I mean? She's not fulfilling her duties. Okay? She's not fulfilling her contract. So that makes when you leave her, you are not being the one who has no honor. You're leaving her because she has no honor. She has no honor, and she's not fulfilling her contract. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how much time we got left here. 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes. I think I can babble for another 3 minutes. But watch out. Here, I'll give you a couple examples of things. Like I've been watching these Pop Your Bubble thing, where it's like a dating game. You know what I mean? You got women lined up with balloons, and a man comes out, and they talk to each other and give information. And if the woman doesn't like the man, she pops her balloon. If the man doesn't like the woman, he pops her balloon, and then they're out of the match. So I always see these. The man goes down to each woman. The 5 people will pop their balloons, and then they go down and ask, "Why did you pop your balloon?" And they'll give these dumb reasons. Okay, if someone gives you a dumb reason for that, why they don't want to date with you, that's it. Don't rebuttal that crap. Like one guy was a black guy. He had beads or something in his hair, like this. How they got the whole bunch of ponytails, the whole bunch of dreadlocks or whatever you call them. I don't know. And they had beads at the bottom of each one of them. And the woman said, I didn't like that because whatever, And his response was, well, I could take them out. I don't need to wear them. Right there, you proved you're a bad loser. Even if you get that woman, hey, you keep that up, it's the relationship's doomed. You told her from the start, I'm not a leader. If you went up and told your boss, hey, I didn't like the way you did this, just because it's just not my preference. Do you think he's going to change what he's doing? No, he's going to be like, screw you. I'm the boss. You're just a peon. Get the hell out of here. I don't care about your opinion on that. So the correct response would be, well, that's what I wear my hair. It's a shame you're not into it. Move on to the next woman. I hope good luck with your life or whatever, right? But these men will keep saying that they will change. You don't change for a woman unless it's fair, unless it makes sense. You know what I mean? If you're like wearing a chicken on your head all the day long, and a woman comes and says, I don't want you to have that chicken on your head anymore. I just don't like it. You should be like, screw you. I'll wear my chicken around whenever I want. But if she gives you a logical reason, like, hey, when you go to business meetings with that chicken on your head, you make everyone think you're an idiot, and you're losing your business partners and your business contacts or whatever. Then you can be like, okay, I'm going to listen to you, woman, not because you're telling me to do it, no, but because you're giving me a logical reason why I would want to do it. And now that you have, now I want to do it, so I'm going to do it. Not because you wanted me to,